Hello everyone, welcome into Dot Talk on this November 1st. Taking a look in at what's happening with the Canada Defenders, Canada AAA number 2, the Tuba Samurai Casual League team, and just general goal line blitz news. We'll also take a look in at the Canada Defenders Fantasy Football League. All that coming your way next. Have you always watched football going, man, I wish I was the coach, I'd do things differently? Well, now you've got your chance with Goal Line Blitz. You can be the owner, the coach, whatever you want to be. Manage every aspect of a football game. Set ticket and concession prices. Improve your stadium. Sign, cut, and trade players. Get game-by-game strategy and play to win the league championship. You can watch your strategies played out in real time and pause the action at any point. Log on right now to goallineblitz.com and be the man. Welcome into Dot Talk. This is Tuba Samurai on with you, taking a look in right now at what's going on with the Canada Defenders in Canada AAA number 2 on goallineblitz.com. And Canada Defenders had an up week this week, if you can call it that. We got 2 wins out of 3 games this week for a 2-win streak. Let's look in at our first game of the week. We took on the Quebec War Eagles, owned by Aces, head coached by Raiders Rock. And the Quebec War Eagles, easily the strongest team in Canada AAA number 2 Eastern Conference right now. And if you got anything to take away from this game, we kept it close. The War Eagles beat the Defenders 33-6. Now, I call that close. In Goal Line Blitz, 33-6 is actually a pretty close score. And we stayed with them in the first half. They scored 7 points in the first quarter. We scored 3 on a field goal. They scored a field goal in the second quarter. But then they moved away in the third, scoring 16 points in the third quarter, finishing up 33-6. They beat us in total net yards, rushing yards, passing yards. We were pretty close with them in rushing yards. And we got an interception. We got 2 recovered fumbles, but we got the turnovers. We couldn't do anything with them. Quebec War Eagles rolled over the Defenders. Player of the game was Natron Baum, owned by GoBolts 33. Turned in a solid performance, 92 yards on 25 rushes. Play of the game came in the second quarter with 5:44 to go in the first half on 2nd and 10 on their own 37. The Quebec War Eagles' Jack Howitzer dropped back to pass to Manny, being Manny over the middle. It was caught, and then free safety Boss Tucker Jr. came in with a big hit, forced the fumble, and it was recovered by cornerback Iron Man, owned by Token Flexican. And the play of the game right there for the Canada Defenders. But after that, the week took an upswing. The Canada Defenders took on the Toronto Thunder, owned by Vikings Rock, head coached by Nata Dog. And we won big time in that one, 65-6. The Defenders get the win. Won big time in total net yards. We got 551 total net yards compared to 167 for Toronto. 329 on the ground, 222 through the air, and the Defenders turning in a fine performance. Player of the game was halfback Chris Sprinkle, who also returns kicks for the Defenders. He had 14 rushes, 133.5 yards, 2 receptions for 23 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the game. He was also involved in our play of the game, which came in the third quarter with 13:12 to go on 1st and 10 on the Toronto Thunder's 40. Chris Sprinkle got the rock, took it up the right side, and got a 40-yard touchdown run with a point after made by Jeff Chandler. So great win there for the Defenders. And then we took on the Bloodweiser Bugle All-Stars, and that's a game that nobody expected us to win. Everybody knew we were playing better, but nobody expected us to come in and pull the upset, let alone me. The Bloodweiser All-Stars, owned by Mulkaboo, co-owned by Sean L. Freshbreeze, and a close game. Total net yards for Canada, 300, 267 for Bloodweiser. Canada won the battle on the ground with 137 rushing yards. They won the passing game with 177, but they were playing from behind from the beginning. Won the turnover battle. They turned the ball over 5 times. Well, they're lucky we kept it so close. They had 4 interceptions, 1 lost fumble, but we did what we had to do. The player of the game was cornerback Will M.I.A. Allen, owned by Dolphin 0304-1992, Had a pick six, interception for 46 yards and a touchdown. And that's the play of the game. Came in the first quarter with 10:26 to go, 3rd and 7.5. Hubris Rackharth dropped back to pass to Count Luthor von Drakenborg up the left side. Will M.A. Allen just jumped the ball, picked it up, and walked it into the end zone for a 46-yard return for a touchdown. So great week for the defenders. Things are looking up. We had a brutal schedule to start the season out. We're hitting the halfway point, but now we've got some lighter opponents coming our way, so hopefully we can turn those into wins. Well, that's a look in at your Canada defenders. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to look in at Canada AAA number 2. Do you have an offensive tackle or a blocking tight end? Well, the Canada Defenders want you. Contact Tuba Samurai, owner of the Canada Defenders and Canada AAA number 2. We're always on the lookout for up-and-coming dots to fill our rosters, and we need offensive tackles and a blocking tight end in the future. Once again, contact Tuba Samurai, owner of the Canada Defenders. Welcome back into Dot Talk, taking a look in at Canada AAA number 2 and what's going on in the league. Looking at your conference standings right now, getting about a little over halfway in the season, and you really do get a good look at the playoff picture and possibly a championship picture. And if you had to pick 2 teams, one out of each conference right now, if you had to put some money on it, you'd look at the Saskatoon Silverbacks and the Quebec War Eagles. The Silverbacks out of the West and the War Eagles out of the East. Both teams 9-0, and the only undefeateds left in the entire league. And, that's who I'm chalking up right now. That could change, though. You never know when the roles are going to swing somebody's way and somebody could pull up an upset. Those 2 teams right now at the top of my list. Looking at Rob NVA's team ranking, he's got the Saskatoon Silverbacks ranked number 1 with the 8th best offense, 3rd best defense. Calgary Destroyers, who are actually at number 4 in the West right now, he's got them ranked number 2 with the 10th best offense, 15th best defense. They've had a brutal schedule and not doing too bad with that. Quebec War Eagles at 3rd with the 6th best offense, 6th best defense, and the Winnipeg Warriors at number 4, 9th best offense, 11th best defense. And the Canada Defenders ranked pretty low down on the list, but we're at 24, respectable, at the 25th ranked offense, 17th ranked defense, and a brutal schedule that we're just starting to come out of. Put a question up in the conference forums to see if I get a bite on it. Asked what's grinding people's gears, and T.S. Rock actually answered up talking about VA combos. He said, I guess VA combos beat great builds now in this sim. In my opinion, VAs are too powerful and can make great builds worthless when they go up against certain VA combos. I know it's part of the game, but I feel the balance isn't there, and I have to completely agree right now that there really is no balance with the VAs in the game. They served a twofold purpose. They bring bad builds up, and they take great builds higher, like you would expect a veteran to do over time. I understand the concept, but until we get, twice as many VAs as what we've got in there right now, you've got people in every position stacking the same VAs. Every cornerback is going to have ball hawk and 3rd down stopper, maybe long reach. Every halfback is going to have bruiser and tenacious, or if they're a speed back, they'll have scat back and slippery. Right now you've got all these VA combos that are exactly the same, and until we get more in there, that's pretty much how it's going to be. And that takes us to the end of the segment. You're listening in to Dot Talk. Stay tuned. Segment 2 is coming your way next.